art gallery of garage doors to the country's largest train robbery. A new guidebook shares secret spots on the North Shore from suburban Evanston north to Lake Bluff. It's called Secret North Shore Chicago, a guide to the weird, wonderful, and obscure.
And author Ellen Schubart joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
We appreciate you being here. So tell us, why did you focus on this part of the Chicago area?
Well, I lived in the North Shore for 40 years.
Okay.
And I think that there's a lot to offer on the North Shore that maybe people didn't know about. You think about the North Shore as a lot of beautiful homes, a lot of little quaint downtowns, but there's a lot more to see.
Which one did you grow up in?
Well, I grew up in the city of Chicago, but
Okay.
we lived in Glen Cove for 40 years.
Oh, wonderful. Fantastic. So let's go through a couple of places that you featured in the book here. We're going to start here with the LeVere Memorial Temple. Tell us about that.
Well, it's was built as a war memorial in Evanston, but it's become the home for SAE fraternity. There's a number of things that are important about that building, including it's the first time that a fraternity set up an organizational building like this. But it's really famous for what you're showing on the screen right now, which were the Tiffany windows in the chapel, which run through the history of American wars. It shows the Spanish-American War and Indian Wars and so on. So it's open to the public during the week. And it's, as I say, an administrative building for the SAE fraternity.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You've got some fun facts about the Edens Expressway. Do I have that right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
And some people don't think about the Edens Expressway as a secret, but if you drive it at all, you would have to notice there are no billboards on that expressway.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's the only one in the area. It's because the Edens was built prior to the Eisenhower interstate program. And it was built with money from the state of Illinois that was partially raised by a guy by the name of William Edens, ergo the name. And he got the garden clubs along the way to convince the communities to pass ordinances that they would not have any what they called placards or nuisances in the way so that you could see the beautiful suburban scenery. And they thought they could do that in every other expressway in the city, but they didn't. This is the only one.
So you had to go community by community to convince them, because you notice that the second that you leave, you know, it goes
Chicago.
off of, up to the North Shore, the billboards stop all the way.
That's right.
Starting right at Dempster and Touhy, and you don't see any of them.
And you don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay, so you have a tip here on the best place to get a great hot dog outside of this. Oh, Mustard! I grew up going to this place. I grew up just a few blocks from here.
Well, this is in Evanston. It's one of many hot dog stands, but this particular stand, which is called Mustard's Last Stand, and it's just immediately west of the Northwestern Stadium. It's popular not only on the North Shore, but all across the country. People who come to watch Northwestern beat whatever team is playing that week know about Mustard's Last Stand. And you know, a hot dog is a hot dog in Chicago if it's got the 7 basic things over it on a poppy seed bun and it's a kosher style hot dog. So the gentleman who owned this place has been inducted into the Vienna Hall of Fame, and Vienna is the name of the hot dog maker. So that's why I picked Mustard's Last Stand.
Okay, now I know. I have to check it out.
It's been there for, it's got to be more than 50 years,
Yes,
right? I mean,
yeah.
I've been going there since I
Right.
was a little kid, so it's a little while. Okay.
And I don't know what's going to happen once they redo the stadium.
do the new stadium, sure.
I
We'll
have
see what
no
happens.
idea.
Next up, you have Cook County's oldest log cabin. Which one is it?
The one that's the oldest log cabin in Cook County is the Schmidt-Burnham house, and it's called Schmidt-Burnham because Peter Schmidt, and his family were the first, and they're the ones who built the front of the house, which is showing right now. And then a family by the name of Burnham Willits, Anita Burnham was the writer, and she and her family lived in the back of the house, which now you can see.
Where's the house?
The house, I'm sorry, it's in Winnetka. On Willow Road. It sits there by itself because it's been moved to the Crow Island Woods. But it used to just sit on Willow Road as a regular house. It was occupied until the early part of this century. And so it's kind of a schizophrenic house. But the front part is the oldest. She, Anita Willits Burnham, was a very interesting woman. Among other things, she's the one who invented the the rollerboard.
So for the luggage, yeah.
Yeah, because she took her family on a world trip around the world for a penny. She wrote a book about it.
This book really has quite a variety here. You're talking best hot dogs, Eden's Expressway, historic log cabins. Fantastic. Let's keep this thing going here. Where can you find one of the largest collections of Frank Lloyd Wright homes?
Well, you can find the Frank Lloyd Wright homes. This is a Frank Lloyd Wright entryway. This was a subdivision that Wright and his partner at that point, who was his lawyer, Sherman Booth, thought they could sell. They had 25 houses planned. 5 of them were built. Glencoe has the 3rd largest collection of Frank Lloyd Wright houses in this area, well, in the world, after Oak Park and Chicago. So there's this group in Ravine Bluffs, which is the buildings that they're showing on the screen right now. There is a bridge. There are those markers, all of that, plus another bunch of houses that are scattered through the village. And he did not do well on the Ravine Bluffs. Yeah. They only built the 5 houses, and 3 of them were sold to Sherman Booth's family. So it was not a good investment.
Do you have a recommendation on where to satisfy the sweet tooth?
Well, they think that what they're showing here is one of the places to do that is Benison's. Benison's Bakery has been in Evanston forever. People love to pick up something before they go to work. It used to be before you go to work. Now it's any time during the morning. But they have all kinds of wonderful pastries, particularly at Mardi Gras time when they have the Polish Pocik.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm saying that right,
yeah.
But it's the stuffed pastry,
of course.
And they do a lot of that.
Now you're leaving me wanting a hot dog and something
pastry,
sweet.
and maybe take a road trip up the Edens.
Absolutely.
To enjoy the garden clubs.
Take a road trip up the Edens. There's a whole lot of stuff to see.
And here's your book right here. For anybody, oh, there it is.
Yep,
okay.
There's the information.
The book is Secret North Shore Chicago. Ellen will be giving a Zoom presentation at the Glencoe Public Library in January. She has appearances at the Lake Forest History Center and Northbrook Public Library in February. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Of course.
We'll be right back.
All right.
We're going over to Chicago.